Hi friends, my name is Chaitanya Patke and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, we are going to take a look that the squad the selectors have announced for the 3-match T20 series against New Zealand. The first game is going to take place on January the 27th in Jharkhand on the JSCA International Cricket Stadium. Now, the press conference before the third ODI was quite interesting in terms of the T20 series. The reporters asked India head coach Rahul Dravid about the fact that why Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli have been omitted from the T20 squad. This is the second series. If you remember, just 3 weeks ago for the series against Sri Lanka, both of them were overlooked. They promptly made a comeback into the ODI squad, but Rahul Dravid has dismissed now all speculations that both of them are pretty much part of the T20 picture. There were rumors that for the 2024 World Cup, which is going to take place in the United States and the West Indies, the BCCI is looking to move away from I beg your pardon, Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli, and give the reins completely to Hardik Pandya, at least in the T20 format. So he can groom the team in 1.5 years time. It is pretty sufficient for the World Cup to happen. But now the coach himself has dismissed all the speculation, saying that in a month's time there is the Border Gavaskar series, which is pretty important in terms of the WTC final for both the teams. Although I think it is a formality now, the WTC final at the Oval is going to be played between India and Australia, but still it is one of the marquee series in world cricket, and the players need adequate rest before such a big series. We have to remember that there are 3 ODIs afterwards, but the priority is the test series. And Rahul Dravid also emphasized on the fact that this is a World Cup year, that is the 50 over World Cup year, so the priority is going to be 50 overs for both the stalwarts of the Indian cricket. So no need to go into terms that why they are not getting picked. And it is quite essential to remember the fact that after there were calls for by few prominent journalists as well as cricket fans in some sections, not the majority but the minority of them, but there were murmurs that the BCCI is going to move away from Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli in the T20 format at least, and make them play the two formats only, that is the tests and ODIs. But Mr. Jay Shah afterwards made a clarification that due to the vast contribution they made to the Indian cricket, the decision of retirement from the T20 format, that is the internationals, is of course going to rest with Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli respectively. The BCCI will respect their decision. So that's the clarity that we all wanted. So it is pretty much done. Rohit Sharma also mentioned in the press conference in the Sri Lanka series, if I remember, before the first ODI in the press conference, that he has not given up playing international T20 cricket. So that should settle the dust on that controversy. Coming to this game, Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma have been rested. KL Rahul, I would not say has been rested, but he is not in the terms for the T20 format in the national team, I guess. Yes, that is the true. He has taken the 3 matches off against Sri Lanka in the ODI series due to his wedding to Athiya Shetty. Congratulations to them. But anyways, coming to this fact, Hardik Pandya has been named the captain. He is a street smart captain. The first time he captained Gujarat Titans to IPL victory in their maiden season is quite an achievement in itself. Street smart cricketer as well as street smart captain. He knows his players inside out, and the BCCI has done a perfect decision to appoint him as captain. Surya Kumar Yadav has been appointed as the vice captain, the best T20 batsman in the world by a mile, I would say. So it's quite deserved. Ishan Kishan is going to do the wicket keeping duties in the absence of Rishabh Pant. Ruturaj Gaikwad and Shubman Gill are the designated openers. So it is a conundrum before Hardik Pandya and Rahul Dravid to take which of both of them will not play. Of course, only one can play. So who needs to sit out, that decision needs to be made by the management. Deepak Hooda, the all-rounder, has impressed everyone since his blazing 100 against Ireland. His format in the his record in the T20 format for India is just improving leaps and bounds. So he is an automatic selection. Rahul Tripathi is impressed one and all with the knocks against Sri Lanka. I think he got his chance a bit late, but it is up to his hands to make the most of it, and he certainly did. He was quite unlucky to get out in that fashion in that game against Sri Lanka, but yes, he will be hoping for more opportunities and to prove his mettle. Jitesh Sharma, the wicketkeeper of Punjab Kings in the IPL, as we know, has played 3 crucial knocks last year. He has been rewarded for his consistent performance in the domestic circuit as well. He has performed brilliantly well in this Vijay Hazare Trophy and the Syed Mushtaq Ali Trophy. Washington Sundar has been selected, which means that the selectors have completely moved away from Ravichandran Ashwin in the T20 format as well. Kuldeep Yadav and Yuzvendra Chahal, Kulcha Jodi has been selected. It will be interesting to see if both of them get a game. It is due to permutation and combination. Only one of them gets it, but if India win the series, with all due respect, against this second string New Zealand side in the first two T20s, it might be interesting to see in the third one if the management goes with both of them. Arshdeep Singh has missed out quite a lot of cricket due to injury. He was rehabilitating at the National Cricket Academy, so he makes a comeback. Umran Malik has impressed one and all with his pace. So he has been given that continuity into the playing lineup. Mohammad Shami has been rested from this series due to workload management, which is quite understandable because he played in all the ODIs against the Sri Lanka and the two ODIs against New Zealand. He missed out on the last one due to workload management as well. Shivam Mavi, who impressed one and all in the series against Sri Lanka as well, took 4 wickets on his debut. So good continuity by the selectors, at least in this aspect, to blood the youngsters in. Mukesh Kumar, who impressed one and all with his stint in the Chennai Super Kings, can swing the ball both ways. Balls at 140 plus is quite an asset to have at the start of the power play, but it will be interesting to see how much game time he gets due to the fact that Arshdeep Singh, Umran Malik and Shivam Mavi are still present, and Prithvi Shaw has been rewarded for his consistent performances in the Ranji Trophy. Hit a magnificent 379 of 383 deliveries, and he has just been in the reckoning for a long time. Unfortunate series of events happened with him, but yes, he has stayed strong. He has proved his mettle in the domestic circuit. As we know that in my humble opinion, our domestic structure is now even stronger than the county system in England. So it is very difficult job to constantly score runs, and to know that you are in the glare, you are in the spotlight for all the wrong reasons or for injury maybe. So it becomes that much difficult to make a comeback for any youngster into the Indian team. But hats off to Prithvi Shaw. He has worked his socks off and he deserves. And I think the management should open with Prithvi Shaw and Shubman Gill. In my opinion, I think Ruturaj Gaikwad has to sit in the bench, but that is the talent that we have. I said in my many previous videos that with the amount of talent India has, it can clearly field out 4 to 5 top quality international teams. So some of them have to miss out unfortunately, but that's just the way the thing goes. So Prithvi Shaw and Shubman Gill are going to be my openers. See if the management can concur with my thoughts or not. So how did you like my analysis of this team? Please tell in the comment section below. I made a video in after a gap of almost 4 weeks, so I was busy with some stuff in my college. Yes, please tell in the comment section. Your feedback is very essential and valuable to me, and the changes that you suggest will definitely be implemented by me. But do watch my videos and press the subscribe buttons to get more updates. So we'll meet in the next video. Till then everyone, bye.